So, tell me about yourself.
That's the moment when your brain goes completely blank, right?
Exactly. But don't worry. Today, we're going to give you the perfect roadmap to answer that question with confidence. Welcome back to the English PowerShift Podcast, your go-to place for real conversation practice. I'm Emma.
And I'm Adam. Today's episode is A2-B1 level, so if you're an elementary or an intermediate learner, you're in the right place. Emma, how are you? You look like you've already run a marathon.
Not a marathon, but I just came back from a long walk in the park. It's so sunny outside, I didn't want to come back to my desk, but I'm ready now.
Lucky you. I've been stuck in the kitchen trying a new recipe. It was a disaster, so I'm much happier to be here talking to you and our listeners. But before we dive in, we have a tiny favor to ask.
Yes, we have a tiny request. One small tap for you, but it means the world to us. If you're finding this helpful, hit like and subscribe. It's the best way to help our little community grow.
And seriously, don't leave without saying hi in the comments. Tell us your name and where you're watching from. Think of it as your first 5-minute workout at the English gym. Just one sentence makes a difference.
Exactly. No pressure. Even a hello counts. Now, let's get into the scary part. Introducing yourself. It's easy to say, I am a teacher, but what happens when the conversation goes deeper?
That's why today we're not just giving you phrases, we're giving you a cheat sheet, a simple structure so you can stop memorizing and start speaking like you.
And wait, we have an amazing surprise waiting for you. It's a special PDF power pack just for this episode. It's got everything, the full transcript, deep dives into vocabulary, and exercises that actually work.
Exactly, because listening is the fuel, but practicing is the engine. You'll find the link waiting for you in the description below.
So, stick around until the end because Adam and I are going to share our personal stories as real-life examples. Ready? Let's break it down step by step.
So, Emma, let's start with the why. Many learners think it's just an introduction. I can just wing it. But this skill is actually your first impression power. Whether it's a new classmate, a neighbor, or an online friend, this is where the connection starts.
Exactly, Adam. And it's not just about social life. Think about the high-stakes moments. Job interviews, language exams, or professional events. If you stumble here, your confidence drops for the rest of the conversation.
I know that feeling all too well. I remember joining a language exchange a few years ago. We were in a huge circle, and the leader said, "Okay, time to introduce yourselves." My heart started racing. I was practicing my sentences like a mantra. I am Adam. I am from England.
And let me guess, the performance anxiety kicked in?
Big time. When 20 pairs of eyes landed on me, my brain just rebooted. All I could say was, "My name is Adam. I like food." It was so basic. I felt like a beginner even though I knew much more.
But you know what? That's actually a great lesson. You weren't missing English words, you were missing a structured plan. I had the opposite problem on a flight once. A woman asked me, "What do you do?" And instead of being too short, I was too long.
Aha! The information overload trap. What did you tell her?
Everything. I talked about my job, my hobbies, my cat, why I love coffee. It was a big, messy cloud of information. I could see her getting confused. That's when I realized you need a personal movie script.
A movie script isn't fake, it's just organized. And the best part? You don't need perfect English. You just need clear building blocks that you can use even when you're nervous.
Now, before we show you how to build it, we need to talk about the where. You can't use the same script everywhere. We categorize them into 3 main situations.
Right, let's break them down. First, we have the informal situation. This is the coffee and chill vibe. You're at a party, a cafe, or meeting friends of friends.
In this setting, the key is to be brief and relatable. People don't want a CV, they want to know who you are as a human. You can talk about your passions or just something you're enjoying lately. It's all about keeping the energy light.
Then we move to the semi-formal. I call this the networking vibe. Imagine you're at a conference, a meetup leader, or a workshop. People there are friendly, but they're also there for a reason.
Exactly. Here you want to blend your personality with your purpose. You mention what you do, but in a way that opens a door for a professional chat. You're polite, you're smiling, but you're also showing that you're a professional.
And finally, the formal situation. This is the suits and offices vibe. Job interviews, meetings with a manager, or a visa interview. This is where precision matters most.
In formal settings, you focus on results and relevance. You don't talk about your cat, you talk about your skills and why you're there. The language is more polished and the structure is very tight.
So, 3 different vibes: the party, the meetup, and the office. Once you know which room you're in, choosing your words becomes 10 times easier.
Perfectly said. Now that we understand the why and the where, let's get to the how. Let's start building your script, step by step.
Exactly. So, the first rule is read the room. If you're sitting on a sofa with a new friend, you don't say, "Good afternoon, it is a pleasure to meet you." You'll sound like a robot from the 1800s.
And please, don't walk into a job interview and say, "Yo, what's up?" unless you want the interview to end in 5 seconds. It's all about the atmosphere.
Right. So let's start with the greeting. For formal moments, think interviews or meetings. Keep it clean and classic. Good morning or good afternoon. Thank you for having me today. It's professional and shows respect.
But for those in-between moments, like meeting a new colleague or a neighbor, "Hi there" is your best friend. It's warm, polite, and not too stiff. Or my favorite, "Morning." It's short, friendly, and very natural.
And for the chill situations, "Hey" or "How's it going" are perfect. But a word of advice, be yourself. If you don't say yo in your own language, don't force it in English. I tried it once with my students, and they looked at me like I was having a midlife crisis.
Now let's talk about the name. You have options. You can go for the simple, "I'm Emma," or the slightly more formal, "My name is Emma Miller." In a formal setting, adding your last name gives you a bit more weight and authority.
Next step is the life map. People want to visualize where you're from. Instead of just saying a country, try to give them a mini tour. For example, "I'm from Sao Paulo in Brazil," or "I'm from Casablanca in Morocco."
Or "I'm from Delhi in India."
You can also say, "I'm from Cairo in Egypt," or "I'm from Osaka in Japan."
And if you are French, you can say, "I'm from the beautiful city of Lyon in France."
I love that. And what if you moved? That's a great conversation starter.
You could say, "I'm originally from Seoul, South Korea, but I've been living in Vancouver for 5 years." Now, the person listening has 2 topics to talk to you about, Korea and Canada.
Perfect. It's like giving them a small map of your life journey, not a GPS with every detail, just the highlights. And after sharing your location, the natural next step is talking about your daily life, your job, or your studies.
This is the big one. What do you do? Most people just say their job title. "I am a nurse," but we can make it more interesting by adding the field or the department.
Right. For example, instead of just manager, try, "I work in the logistics department for a large shipping company." Or if you're in a creative field, "I work in digital marketing, specifically focusing on social media." It sounds much more professional and specific.
And for our students out there, don't just say, "I'm a student." Tell us what you're passionate about. Try, "I'm currently a student majoring in artificial intelligence," or "I'm studying architecture at university."
Whether you're a shop assistant, a software engineer, or a full-time student, the secret is to say it with confidence. Your job doesn't define you, but the way you talk about it shows how much you value your time.
Exactly. So we've got the greeting, the name, the location, and the job.
We're building a solid foundation here, step by step.
While you listen, try to think which of these sentences is closest to my life. Later, you can make your own version. For example, I'm from Mexico, I live in Madrid, and I work in sales. But after your job or study, the next question is often about your family or your home.
Exactly. People love to ask, do you live with your family? Or who do you live with? And you can answer very simply. For example, I live with my parents. Or I live with my husband and 2 children. Or maybe I live with my wife and our son.
And for those who value their space, you can say, I live alone in a small apartment, or I live alone in a shared flat. By the way, a flat is the same as an apartment. If you have roommates, you can say, I share an apartment with a friend, or I live with my cousin in a small flat in the city.
People also ask about brothers and sisters. You can say, I have 1 brother and 1 sister. Or, I have 2 older brothers. Maybe, I have 1 younger sister. And if you have no siblings, just say, I'm an only child. That means you are the only son or daughter in your family.
For example, I could say, I'm from Poland, I live in Berlin with my parents, and I have 1 younger brother.
And I could say, I'm from the UK, I live in Madrid with a friend, and I have 1 older sister. You see, it's not a long story, just 1 or 2 calm sentences. And you don't have to tell every family secret in the first 5 minutes.
Yes, please don't. Just share a small, friendly picture of who is close to you. Think now, what is true for me? Do I live with parents, a partner, children, or a friend? How many brothers or sisters do I have? Older, younger, or an only child?
Later, you can build your own sentence, like this. I'm from Turkey, I live in Istanbul with my parents, and I have 1 younger brother. That already sounds like a warm, friendly introduction.
Now, let's move to a more fun part, your hobbies and your free time. This part helps people know you better. It shows your personality. You can start with, in my free time, I like reading, or in my free time, I like cooking.
Or maybe, when I have some spare time, I go jogging. You can also use the phrase, I'm really into. For example, I'm really into music. I love playing the guitar. Or, I'm really into hiking. I like walking in the mountains.
Another nice phrase is, I'm a big fan of, for example, I'm a big fan of football, or I'm a big fan of Korean dramas.
That tells a lot about your evenings, Emma.
Yes, maybe too much. So you could say, in my free time, I like reading and going for long walks. I'm also a big fan of movies. When you share a hobby, it gives the other person an easy way to continue the conversation. They might ask, oh, what kind of movies? Or where do you like to walk?
Sometimes adding 1 or 2 things you like and don't like makes your introduction feel more human. For example, I love cats and pasta, but I don't like waking up very early. Or, I like dogs and pizza, but I don't like very spicy food.
Or, I love coffee, but I don't like waiting in long lines. That sounds exactly like you, Adam.
It is me. Little details like that show your personality, not just facts.
Speaking of real life, people also love to ask about your day. You'll often hear, what does a normal day look like for you? Or, what do you usually do during the week?
Right, and you don't need to talk about every hour. You're not writing a long diary. Just show the rhythm of your day with 2 or 3 simple actions. A nice start is, on weekdays, I usually, or in the morning, I normally.
For example, on weekdays, I usually wake up at 7, have breakfast, and go to work. Or, in the morning, I normally drink coffee, check my messages, and start work at 9.
If you want to include English, you can add, after work, I usually study English for 20 minutes. Or, in the evening, I normally have dinner with my family and then watch a series.
So when a teacher asks, tell us about your day, you don't need a big story. Just give 1 or 2 of these sentences. It's clear and good. When you practice later, build your own version. Morning, work, and evening.
After your day, sometimes people want to know more about you as a person, not just what you do, but who you are. They might ask, are you shy or talkative? Or how would you describe yourself?
Then you can use easy adjectives like friendly, shy, talkative, calm, curious, patient, hardworking, or creative. For example, I'm a friendly and curious person. Or I'm a bit shy at first, but I'm more talkative when I feel comfortable.
You could also say, I'm usually calm, but I get excited when I talk about the things I love, or use other people's words. People say I'm patient and hardworking, or my friends say I'm funny and easy to talk to.
Imagine you're having coffee with a new colleague and they ask, are you more quiet or more talkative? You can answer, I'm a bit shy at the beginning, but later I talk a lot. That way they get a nice, simple picture of you.
Exactly. Think now, which two adjectives feel true for me? Friendly? Calm? Creative? Put them together. I'm a calm and hardworking person. Finally, the conversation might go deeper. Your future.
Yes, people ask, what are your plans, or why are you learning English? You don't need a perfect life plan, just one honest idea. In the future, I'd like to travel more. Or, my goal is to speak English more confidently at work.
Or, one of my dreams is to start my own business. Or, in the future, I'd like to live in another country for a while. This shows your direction and your motivation.
So now we have many parts: greeting, name, location, family, work, routine, personality, likes, dislikes, and future plans. Step by step, you can choose just a few of these and build your own mini-script, your own little movie about you.
And in a moment, we'll share our full introductions using these exact pieces so you can hear how everything sounds together. Keep listening and start creating your own story.
Now let's put these parts together and bring your movie script to life. Watch how I combine these steps into one smooth, natural introduction. Hi, I'm Emma. I'm from Canada, and I currently live in Barcelona. I work as a language trainer. In my free time, I enjoy reading books and going to the beach.
That's perfect. It's clear, short, and very easy to follow. Now, let me try another example. Hello, my name is Adam. I'm from Belgium, and I live in New York. I work in education. In my free time, I enjoy going to the gym and playing piano.
You see, we don't have to say everything, just a few building blocks: name, location, job, and a hobby or two. You can start with something very small like that.
But we promised to share our full introductions as longer examples. So, Emma, show them how it's done. Give us the full picture.
Okay, here's my full script. My name is Emma. I'm from Canada, and I live in Barcelona. I work as a language trainer and podcast host. I live with my sister in a small apartment, and I have one younger brother. In my free time, I like watching movies, reading books, and going for long walks with a coffee. On weekdays, I usually start my morning with tea, prepare my lessons, and then work with my students in the afternoon. I'm usually calm and friendly, and I become quite talkative when I feel comfortable. In the future, my goal is to help more students feel confident speaking English and to travel more while I work online.
Wow, Emma, that gives such a warm and clear picture of your life. It feels very real.
Thank you. Now it's your turn, Adam. Let's hear yours.
All right, here we go. My name is Adam. I'm from Belgium, and I live in New York. I work as an English teacher and content creator. I live with a friend from university, and my parents live in a small town in England. In my free time, I enjoy going to the gym, playing video games, and watching football. On weekdays, I usually wake up around 7, have my coffee, teach classes during the day, and then hit the gym in the evening. I'm curious and patient, and people say I'm friendly and easy to talk to. In the future, I'd like to create more online courses and maybe live in another country for a year.
And there you have it. Now you know us a little better too.
So, what can you do today after listening to this episode? We have a simple 3-step plan for you.
Step 1. Choose just one simple sentence for each part. greeting, name, location, job, and one hobby. Keep it easy.
Step 2. Say it out loud. Don't just think it. Say it. Do it in front of the mirror, while you're washing the dishes, or even while you're walking. Your mouth needs the exercise as much as your brain.
And step 3, write it in the comments below. When you write it, your brain processes the language in a deeper way. You see the words, you feel the structure, and it sticks.
And who knows? Maybe another learner will read your comment and think, "Oh, I feel the same way." Then you're not just practicing, you're building a community.
All right, let's slowly wrap things up for today. Our challenge for you is, can you introduce yourself in just 2 or 3 sentences in the comments?
Don't worry about being perfect. We just want you to be clear and friendly. And remember, every time you comment, your English brain goes to the gym.
If this episode helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who needs more confidence.
Thank you for spending this time with us. You didn't waste it, you invested it in your future.
And please, don't forget to download your PDF. We created it to help you review everything and keep improving.
We're really proud of you. This was the English PowerShift Podcast. Take care, keep practicing, and talk about yourself with confidence.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.